Hey people, long time no see. So listen. I do a lot on Facebook. I do the most on Facebook, probably way too much. My sponsor says when she doesn't hear from me for a few days, she just logs into Facebook. And that's how she keeps up with what I'm doing or how I'm doing. But listen, something happened. You know, I've been very transparent since I've been diagnosed. January the 8th, 2015 at 5:20 p.m. I have been very transparent about my journey, the good days, the bad days, the gray days, the symptoms, the side effects, the successes and achievements, the perceived failures, days that I can't get up, days that my ankles ain't strong enough to even take a shower. You know, I got the little shower chair that you put in the shower so you can sit down and bathe, all that good stuff, right? Been very transparent on Facebook. I haven't done a YouTube video in at least a year, I'm sure, right? Just kind of got away from it because I do so much on Facebook, and I'm not as technologically savvy as I used to be, so I don't log into this one and then jump over to that one, have it transferred to this one, and all that kind of stuff. I don't do the editing. I just, I record and I load it. Boom, just like that. Anyway, in the amount of time that I've been diagnosed, and because I've been being so transparent about my process, I've had numerous other people call, text, inbox me, all kinds of stuff when they have had cancer scares, when their family members have gotten diagnosed. It's become very important to me to reach out to other people who are newly diagnosed, just to share information, just to be supportive, just to answer questions, just to let them cry, let them vent, let them whatever, In the amount of time that I've been diagnosed, there have been a good 7 people that I know personally that have died from cancer. Most of them diagnosed after me and gone before me. That's really hard. That's really, really, really hard to swallow and deal with. But this interesting thing happened. I'm keeping an eye on my grandson because he's over there asleep. This very interesting thing happened a little while ago. This girl inboxed me. She said her good friend was newly diagnosed with cancer and could she give her my number. And she had told the girl all about me and said I even have a YouTube channel, channel dedicated to my life dealing with cancer. And it brought home to me why I started this channel, right? Because I want to give people a bird's eye view, so to speak, of what it's like on a day-to-day basis dealing with cancer, the good, the bad, the ugly. I want to give hope to those dealing with cancer or caring for somebody dealing with cancer. I want people to know that a cancer diagnosis is not a death sentence. So I'm going to try to get back to this YouTube channel. I'm going to try to keep people updated, and in the loop as far as my own personal journey. I don't speak for everyone diagnosed with cancer, living with cancer. Excuse me. So, for those of you who were following me before, I don't go to Georgia anymore for my treatment. Matter of fact, I'm not on treatment anymore. When I was on treatment, I did 2.5 years of chemo every 3 weeks, over 40 rounds of chemo, right? I developed chemo brain, and then I developed chemotoxicity. It was bad. I was seeing things. I was hearing things. I had tremors. The neuropathy in my feet was awful. I was walking around on my tippy toes with a cane. Because the heels of my feet hurt so bad all the time they couldn't even touch the floor. I had the metal mouth real bad. I couldn't eat. My appetite was so depleted that they prescribed me the Ensure drinks. I mean, I had to get, nutrition from somewhere. My naturopath had me making shakes and smoothies. Not juicing because I needed the pulp. I needed the nutrients that was in the pulp of the fruits and vegetables. So not juicing, but smoothies, right? There's a difference. Anyway, it got bad. It got really, really bad. And one day I went to my local oncologist's office here in North Carolina. And she said, I don't like the way you're looking. I don't like the way you're presenting today. You've got to come off the chemo. And the intent was for me to come off for a little while, right? So I could get better. But I felt so much stronger and so much better and so much more alive off the chemo that I made a decision not to get back on it even after I got better. And so what I do now is I'm still on several medications, prescription medications, but I'm not on chemo. I'm on medications to manage the symptoms that I still have, the pain, the fatigue, the swelling, the insomnia. I had insomnia before I had cancer. The cancer has, and I guess the chemo has made it significantly worse. So I'm on 2 sleep medications, and then there's still days that I don't get to sleep till like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And there occasionally, it doesn't happen as often, but occasionally there's nights when I don't get to sleep at all, I have felt so much better that I went back to work part-time. Not enough to mess up my disability because I'm not willing to risk that, right? So I started out, and I'm for y'all that don't know, I'm a licensed therapist by profession. I work with substance abusing and mental health clients. And so when I went back to work initially, I went back to work 3 evenings a week running a IOP group. IOP stands for Intensive Outpatient Program. And so I worked 3 evenings a week. It was 4, I think, hours a day, if I remember correctly. That was too much. I couldn't do it. And every evening I called out, I carried so much guilt and shame because as a therapist, and this is just for me personally, right? As a therapist, there are people's lives and well-being in my hands, right? When a person gets to a point in their life when they're ready to engage in therapy, that ain't nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? And when people are abusing substances and have consequences related to that abuse, to the extent that they're ordered into treatment, or they've lost their children and the only way they can get the children back is to engage in treatment. Those kinds of consequences on the line, missing work is just not an option. That's not okay. And the bottom line was my body wasn't allowing me to consistently show up 3 evenings a week. And so what I did was I submitted my resignation. I submitted my resignation to the job, and the job said, we value you too much to let you go. What if we put you in a position where you only work 2 days a week? You pick the days, you pick the hours, and we'll put you in a position. And so, first of all, to God be the glory, right? I mean, what an honor. Gosh, I mean, it almost makes me emotional just talking about it. What a testament to my passion and my dedication to what it is that I do, So now I work Tuesdays and Thursdays, so that I have a full day to recover between days that I go to work. And, well, I mean, you know, of course, after Thursday, I have much more than a day, but, I'm not sure how it came to be Tuesdays and Thursdays, but Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days that I work. I think I still have a mild amount of chemo brain because I get confused a little easy and my memory sucks. Anyway, so I work Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 2. 10 to 2. And what they did was they created a position where I work in a hub where, you know, other service providers come in, and the hub is where we provide services to homeless people or those on the verge of homelessness. So they have issues like substance abuse, mental health, you know, situations that contribute to their homelessness. They're not homeless by choice, of course. And it's awesome. It's awesome. Even at working 2 days a week, there are days that I can't make it. You know, my symptoms, I remember my oncologist from Georgia saying, cancer does not play by the rules. And there are days, even when I have been resting, even when my activity level has been extremely low, there are days that the pain is too great, the fatigue is too high, I just can't do it. It's not that I can't go and be productive for 4 hours. It's that I can't go take a shower and get dressed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it sometimes it just doesn't work for me. It just, my body, my head says yes, but my body says no. I still have very significant issues with my ankles and my feet. I keep them wrapped up. Let me show you. Can I turn this around while I'm recording? I don't think so. Let me show you my feet there. Can you see them? I have my socks, ace bandages to wrap my ankles in the lower portion of my shins because the pain has started moving up my shins. And rather than wearing compression socks, I have found that wrapping my ankles with ace bandages allows me to control the amount of pressure. The compression socks hurt. They were too tight. So the ace bandages allows me to control the amount of pressure, control where I put the pressure. They're really helpful. And then, you know, I found these cool slippers to put on over my socks and ace bandages. Excuse my little rip. I'm going to have to order another pair. But really cool. And if I'm just running to the pharmacy or the store or something, I can just leave these on because they have outside bottoms. So, I've gone back to work. That's a plus. That's definitely a blessing. And, you know, last time y'all saw me, I had a little afro. Check this out. Now, my sides need shaving. You see the side? It needs shaving. About a month ago, my son's long-term good friend and both of our barber passed away in a horrible motorcycle accident. And so I haven't gotten a haircut since that point because I remember my son, I can hear my son in my head saying, you don't cheat on your barber. You don't cheat on your barber. You don't get your hair cut by other folks. So I think the next time I will get my sides cut will probably be when I go back to my beautician to get my dreads done. But, you know, money's tight. So, in the amount of time since my last video, I've also become a very much emotional spender. My depression has increased some. I can tell a significant increase in my depression. And it's very easy for me to spend emotionally. I sit here, especially when there's days on end that I can't, you know, function at the level that I'd like to. There are days that I can't just simply shower and dress. I just don't have the strength. I don't have the energy. And when I can't make it out of the house for a couple of days in a row or a few days in a row, it's real easy to just go into my games. I got quite a few games. I think I might be addicted to my phone. But I got a couple of games that I play regularly on my phone. And it's real easy to just, press yes when Google Play says you need more of these, or, you don't have enough coins to spend again, or you don't have enough gems to buy this power up thing that you need to blow up the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I get all into the games. And it's real easy to just press yes. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in my feelings and I'm playing games to escape my reality because I'm not pleased with my reality. It's very easy to get on Amazon.com and look for something that I think in that moment will make me feel better or look better. Because in the amount of time since my last video, I've also become quite fluffy. Quite fluffy. Just to put it out there, when I was healthy, I was wearing a size 40. Now, when I was doing the chemo, I went down to a size 38. Did I hit 36? I don't think I hit 36. I know I went down to a 38. Okay, so then I came off the chemo, and I have tried a plethora. Oh my God, I got unmanageable with spending on health products. That was the first thing. I came off the chemo, and I didn't want to feel like a quitter. You know what I'm saying? That decision to come off the chemo was, first of all, a very difficult one, but then a very emotional one as well. Because I felt like I was quitting. I felt like I was giving up. I felt like I was making a conscious decision to get closer to what would be the end of my life. And so what I started doing was online research, just researching things, cancer fighting products, immune system boosting products, and I was just buying this and buying that and trying this and all kinds of stuff, powders, pills, teas, a little bit of everything. And so that has calmed down. I have a basic supply of supplements that I take on a daily basis. I still have enough stuff to fill a backpack. Vitamin C, astragalus root, B12. Now, vitamin C, let me say this. I was talking to my new naturopath, and because I get all my services here in North Carolina now, I don't go back to Georgia. It's not necessary to go back to Georgia. I'm not on treatment. Anyway, vitamin C has been proven to be effective in the fight of cancer. Vitamin C fights cancer. For all of y'all that didn't know that, you're welcome. Get you some vitamin C. I take 3,000 milligrams in the morning, another 2,000 at night. Anyway, I got a backpack full of stuff. All kinds of stuff that I take. So, came off the chemo, went back up to a size 40. Then it was 42. Then it was 44. 246 pounds. I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10". It's 246 pounds. Size 44. I mean, listen. I'm a shopaholic. I'm a mild shopaholic because I was raised by a pretty severe shopaholic, right? So I can acknowledge I'm in touch with the fact that I'm a shopaholic. And so as my body has been growing, I've been able to go out and get clothes to accommodate my new size. Initially, my body was too weak to exercise and do all the things necessary to lose the weight. And in addition to becoming an emotional spender, I've also become an emotional eater. And I'm not talking, my meals are very healthy. I still eat healthy meals. But what I've developed is this tendency to snack on very, very unhealthy stuff. Matter of fact, just last night, I went out and bought, a little snack bag of the little teeny tiny Kit Kat snack portions in the little York peppermint patty, cute little round things. Ugh. And I just sat here and snacked, you know what I'm saying, on pure junk. And that's what I do sometimes. I snack on pure junk. I'm really trying to work on that. But what I've noticed is when I have my really bad days, like the last couple of days, I couldn't, get up, go to work, shower, dress, that kind of stuff. I get in my feelings and I get a little depressed. And my mind tells me that candy will make me feel better. For y'all that know me or follow me, you know that I'm a recovering addict. And the disease of addiction will use whatever it can to get to me. And the disease of addiction knows it can't get to me through drugs anymore. So it finds other ways to get to me, and junk food is one of the ways. And so hey Pop, I'm making a video, baby. You can come in. My grandson, who is the heartbeat of my life, comes over and spends the night with me a couple of days a week. Good morning. Look at that cuteness. Say hi. Anyway, so candy. Candy is my battle. Junk food. Doritos. Cheetos. First it was Twizzlers. Then it was Mike and Ike's. Now it's Kit Kats. And, basically anything. I can abuse anything. I don't buy one bag. I buy 2 or 3. Last time I was in my feelings and I went to Walmart to get some Mike and Ike's, I didn't get one little box of Mike and Ike's. I got 5. And I brought them home and I opened them all up and dumped them in a big old Ziploc bag and just began eating them one color at a time. And so that's the stuff I'm dealing with. That's the stuff I'm dealing with. And I still have my job. They haven't made a decision to fire me yet. About every 2 weeks, I'm calling out a day. And then there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. About every 2 weeks, I'm calling out a day, and they tolerate it. I mean, they put up with it. Sometimes I believe it's because they're short-staffed and they don't have a choice. Sometimes I think it's because when I'm there, I do good work and they value me. And then sometimes I think, I'm on my way out. They're going to fire me just as soon. Like, I didn't go to work this past Thursday. I went Tuesday. I didn't make it this past Thursday. The week before that, I didn't go Tuesday. I did go Thursday. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes my head will tell me, just as soon as you show back up, the supervisor's going to be calling you in her office. So they can, go ahead and give you your pink slip. I don't know. I just keep doing what I can. I try so hard to focus on the positive, what I do accomplish as opposed to what I don't accomplish. Let me tell you, this is my big announcement. We're going to end on a high note. So, I told you it's important to me to reach out to those battling cancer, caring for someone battling with cancer, to just be a part of that community, right? So that not only can I share whatever good juju I might have, but I can, reap some of the good juju that others might have. And so in March, there was a 5K hosted by It wasn't the North Carolina Cancer Initiative. It was Duke. It was Duke Cancer Center hosted a 5K in Durham, North Carolina, which is about, 45 minutes, give or take, from where I live. I went. It was important to me. Now look, I don't run anywhere for any reason at any time, not even with the grandbabies. I'm not running. My body, just doesn't support that. But anyway, they had a timed event for the runners, and then they had an untimed event for those runners who ain't quite so serious or anybody wanting to walk the 5K. So I participated in the untimed event, right? It was important to me to start at the starting line with all those other cancer warriors and loved ones and family members. That was just so important to me. It was raining that day, drizzling, but raining nonetheless. I got lost. My GPS wouldn't take me to the right address. You know how occasionally your GPS will say you have arrived, and you look around and you don't see what it is you're supposed to be at, and so what do you do from there, right? You make some phone calls, you try to get some information about where you're really supposed to be. Anyway, took me a while, but I got there. And when I got there, they were lining up at the starting line. I got there like just in time, right? And so, you okay? So, I started walking with all the other walkers. I had my little walking stick, I had my ankles wrapped up. I had neglected to take my medicine before I started walking, right? Because I was so focused on getting there, finding the right place, and being in that space with all those other people. I was so excited about it, I completely forgot to take my morning medicine. Anyway, get to the starting line. They, make their little gun sound, starting time, and we take off walking. And now, mind you, I'm that one, stop, baby. I'm that one that before I got sick, I was doing P90X. I was doing a little bit of Body Beast. Tried to do Insanity, but that was too much jumping. I did some T25. I mean, I was doing it, right? The little beach body workouts, I was doing it. I was doing it up. I was in great shape before I got sick. And now I struggle to walk from the car to the building. And I'm so fat, I got back fat. Do you know back fat will raise your shirt up without your permission? I didn't realize that. Hey, sweetie, you want to say hi? Say good morning.
I just want my wrestling ring.
He's focused on the wrestling ring. So, stop, sweetie. Got to the starting line. Let me tell you this story. I got to get through this story, and then I'm going to get off, okay?
And then
we'll watch some TV.
No.
So I walked, and I walked, and I walked, right? And I was checking out everybody I was walking with. We had a little bit of everybody walking. And so the lady with the stroller, she was pushing a stroller. She had her baby in the carriage. She passed me walking. And I got in my feelings a little bit. And then the pregnant lady passed me. And I got in my feelings a little bit more. And I ended up being a good distance behind everybody else, but I was still ahead of the old man that was walking with his walking stick. God bless you, baby. And I hadn't walked. Like, I started going to the gym 2 months before this 5K, getting on the stationary bike. Because, I can't do a lot of weight-bearing exercises when you have such significant problems with your feet. So I was getting on a stationary bike and trying to increase my stamina and, that kind of stuff to prepare for the 5K. Anyway, so I knew, given what condition my body was in, that I wasn't gonna, be out there in the front and all that kind of stuff. And even though I had some acceptance about that, it bothered me to see certain people pass me, right? So I felt good in the fact that I wasn't absolutely last. Allergies. Baby, go blow your nose. Spit it out. Go spit it out. Blow your nose. Go do it. Ew. Anyway, stop it, please, sir. Go spit it out or blow your nose or something.
I swallowed it.
Ew. Anyway, so the old man with the walking stick passed me up. I was officially, absolutely last. So then the old man with the walking stick, he stopped off to use one of the bathrooms at the little porta potties that they have set up along the 5K. My pain was setting in. I significantly slowed down. I had my headset on and I got a pretty nice playlist on my phone, right? And the pain was high, and I was trying my best to just walk as far as I could. That was the goal, to just walk as far as I could. And so, baby, the old man stopped off at a porta potty. So that made me not last anymore. You're not going to get right in front of my phone and do that. Okay? You see I'm making a video.
Why?
Why am I making a video?
Yes.
I'll explain it to you when I get off.
No, you're not.
So I kind of got back ahead of him, right? And then he came out the porta potty and he was walking, catching up. He passed me. I was last again. And in my mind, I was ready to quit. And every time I got ready to quit, this song, would come on my playlist that was motivating and fun and happy, and I'd get to walking a little more and dancing, singing to myself, and then the song would go off and I'd slow down and be dragging. I kept saying, the next station I'm stopping. The next station I'm stopping. Along a 5K, they have the little stations set up with water and bananas and that kind of stuff. Well, at this particular one, in between those stations, they also had stations set up with little cheerleaders. And every time you get to the station, they'd be cheering you on. You're doing great. You can do it. You got this. All that kind of stuff. So there were stations pretty frequently along this 5K. And so, stop.
I was helping.
But you wasn't there.
Yeah, but you told me your story, so. She kept on walking, and she kept on walking, and she kept on saying she was stopping, and she didn't.
I didn't, right. A song would come on that was motivating, and I'd keep walking. And then the song would go off, and I'd get tired, and I'd say the next station. But then as I approached the station, the song would come on that was motivating, and I'd keep going, right? And then I get to this station. I said, that's the station. Is that the station we lined up at? It looks like the station we lined up at, but they were packing their stuff up. Look, I passed this one station, and they cheered me on through the station, right? You got this, you're doing great, keep at it, keep going, that kind of stuff. And as soon as I passed the station, I heard them packing their stuff up. They was done. They was just waiting for the last person to come through. Anyway, so I get to the station, and I'm like, that looks like the station we lined up at, but it can't be. But Lord knows I've been walking forever. By this point, it felt like I had been walking for like 2 hours. That's what it felt like. I get to that station, and the guy, the old guy with the walking stick, he had on this like neon yellowish, greenish kind of shirt on. And I see him way up the hill, up yonder. You know what I mean? Like, way up there. He had passed me really good. He was, gone compared to where I was. And And he was still walking. So I thought he was still walking along the path of the 5K. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, we got to go that far. I don't know if I'm going to make it, right? So I get to this station where they had all these boxes out. They was, you know, packing stuff up and putting stuff up. And I was like, is this the finish line? Or do we have to go up further to the next one? Because this looks like where we lined up. And they said, ma'am, you're done. This is the finish line. And even though it was an untimed event, they were able to tell me based on when we started, how long it took me to finish. It took me 1 hour and 18 minutes, but I finished the 5K. I was so filled and overwhelmed with joy that all I could do was cry. I had no intention of finishing that 5K. I didn't think it was possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I finished it. And
she finished it.
I finished it, and I think what I'm going to do is
give me a
couple more. The North Carolina Lung Cancer Initiative. They have a couple of 5Ks coming up this year. One in September and one in November, I think it is. You know, within a decent amount of driving time from where I live. And so I think I'm going to try to do those as well. I have not yet started going back to the gym, but I'm going to. I'm going to try to get in shape well enough to participate in those 5Ks. Whether I finish or not, more will be revealed, you know? You ain't got no more teeth coming out yet, buddy. So that's the update with me. I'm going to try to pay more attention
to me,
to this YouTube channel, because
I need a YouTube channel.
Jeremiah, what's been revealed to me is that it has actually helped some folks. And that was the goal. And so we're going to get back to that and hopefully continue to help some folks. So y'all be blessed. I know this was a very long video. If you watched it to the end, I appreciate you staying with me. Y'all be blessed, and I will be in touch. Bye-bye.
Nope.